Hello everybody, happy Sunday, hope everyone's weekend went well. I think it might be Monday for some people on the other side of the world, but hello! Are you guys ready for some Old Gods of Asgard? Are you guys ready for a rock musical? Because I am. Alright, real quick guys, I am going to do a little something to make sure we don't have any video issues. I forgot to do it before we started stream. So I'm going to unplug my Elgato real fast. 2 seconds. Two seconds. And we are back, and the screen is frozen, so let's turn off, turn back on, and boom, there we go, we are good. Hey there, Luen Guzman, thank you so much for the donation, buddy. We're all characters in this story, gee whiz. Yeah, that's very, very true and a little disconcerting at the same time. Alright, so our audio syncing should be good. For some reason, before, even though there should be no changes, I have to unplug my Elgato every time we start stream, just to make sure everything stays synced up. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab my headphones, and of course... Hold on. I have wires tangled up everywhere. Give me a moment. There we go. And that should be good. Alright. I'm actually ready this time. I apologize for the little slow start there. Just to get everything out of the way, I just wanted to say hello. If you're just finding this stream for the first time, my name is Dean. We mostly do video essay and analysis on the channel, but we occasionally do some live streams for games, and today we are doing more of the final draft of Alan Wake 2. And we're about to start a very special number and sequence in the game, which I'm pretty sure everybody now is aware of. Is this a chapter we missed or something? No, Rodin. By the way, what's going on, dude? I haven't seen you in a little bit. No, we're going to switch over to Alan right now and do that section. By the way, who all thinks that it's actually Remedyverse canon that everyone got out of the dark place just to do the Game Awards performance? I'm going to go on that boat. Let's just say that. Mr. Door let them out just for that show. Hey there, Megalodon. How you doing? Alright, so today we're going to try to get through that and all of the Oceanview Motel, which is going to be a big undertaking, but let's get going. You have taken notes on Alan Wake 2 because you have so many questions? Same here, Amber. I have like 20 pages of notes that I took during my second playthrough. Alright, let's go. TG exists in overlap. 100% Aaron, how you pronounce your name. Larry the P, what's up? How you doing? Yes, Ligero, it will be the song from the live.
I wasn't able to escape. A dark presence had stopped me.
Alright, before we do anything...
the title page of another manuscript. Return. I didn't remember writing it, but it felt familiar. Important. I had to find it.
Alright, so now we have draft 2.
The plot board was empty again. I needed a new draft, back at the beginning, but closer to my goal.
The last draft of Initiation had brought me to my writer's room, but not the one where I was writing now, a different reality, a different time. I had died in the end. Again, the dark presence had killed me. But something had changed now. My memories of what had happened were not eaten away. There had been another manuscript there. The title page read Return. Had I written it, but then forgotten about it? It felt important. It was important. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the yes. Got Alice's documentary. Let's check the radio. Alright, so here's the rules, everybody. Anybody who doesn't have headphones or wired headphones, what you're going to do is when we get to the section, you're going to be standing up and you're going to be doing the dance. Anyone who's not doing the dance, I will know. And I'll bite my finger or I'll do the little shame finger thing. Deal? Let's do this.
I would write a new draft of Initiation to reach Parliament Tower using another murder site. Scratch was reaching out from the dark place to get Alice. She was out, but still in danger.
Yeah, those are much longer sequences.
Alan Wake. This time we wanted to do something.
I was back, and I hadn't forgotten. I knew how this worked now. I could take control, no more surprises.
What demons he wrestles with in the dark hours of the night. Together with our house band, the divine old gods of Asgard, we have created something very special. The song is called Herald of Darkness.
Yes, it
I'd
is.
like to call this next segment the story of the journey of Alan Wake, the musical.
Look at Sam being so happy.
Just do what we always do. We'll chat, but instead of talking, we'll sing it.
I'd sing along, but your family's watching sports. You know what, Robin? Even better. They're going to be like, what are they doing over there? And boom. Ah, 13 minutes of amazingness coming.
What the hell?
From what I've gathered, you grew up nice and sheltered with mama's pretty stories and your own made-up fury. And mama gave me a magic clicker. Well, yes, I think it's true and fair to say.
He's just like, yeah. Just imagine Doors kind of like just pretending this entire time to be happy and going along with this. Thanks, Odin. Thank you, Thor.
Come on in the listen, lost words you've been missing. Now the fire you're bearing, the eye of the darkness, your light.
I'm gonna try not to talk too much over this. I'm just letting everyone vibe.
So you were drawn to stories early on. My dreams would light up my imagination. And you had nightmares night and day. Yeah, but with the clicker, I chased those frights away. Ooh, you, so true. So here is the clue of hope to remember. Visions, they come true. Bend the lights with steel.
Yeah!
I'll show you the herald of darkness. Lost in the never-ending night. Dive and deep to the surface.
Seriously, Sam doing this dance at the Game Awards was the most wholesome thing I've ever seen. His smile the entire time was just freaking, like, infectious. Infectious. Hey there, Luen. Thank you so much again. Show me the champion of night. Yes.
Finally.
I can't tell you how many times I've watched reactions to this. Probably at least like 3 dozen by this point.
And the award goes to Alan White.
Hey, that's me!
Really?
Feed into the ego, buddy.
And all your stories of crime and chilling thrillers of hard-boiled killers became bestsellers. It was all too much. I had to get away.
It's just like Remedy always goes above and beyond when they do their musical sections, and this one was just so over the top that people who aren't familiar with Remedy in general, they see this for the first time, they're going, what is going on? And it's glorious. I mean, we all kind of expected something, but even I didn't expect this the first time around. Holy crap. So when we get to one of the solos, I'm going to point out some things musically that's actually thematically relevant. Not even with the lyrics, but just with how the music, the guitar solo goes. Shifter. But true. That is where we're at. That reality made of dreams. Looks so freaking cool. Well, the solo, it's actually something specific that Ollie does with the solos that is actually thematically important. But when we get to that part, I'll point it out. Dude, I'm headbanging like hell, like crazy right now. Now. Just listen to those baritone voice.
He could write any story like Tom Zane before him, and maybe they'd be happy once again. Just one shot, one more chance for him to save their marriage away from the city, a romantic getaway.
What's that look there, dude? Looks like he's looking into my soul. There we go.
Still he's a torchbearer, and it couldn't be much clearer. A war needs its warrior, true and right.
Let's do this.
The darkness within him held hostage. Had he seen her drowning, would have saved her from the darkness of the lake.
and I need health now. I'll get back to your super chat in a second, Lloyd Goosebump, as soon as I finish up to my next safe area. Alright, so we're in dueling guitars right now, which is the important part of the solo. So with the dueling guitars, basically what's happening is we have the two aspects of Alan at war with each other, the Herald of Darkness and the Champion of Light, going back and forth. They're dueling with one another inside of his head. Actual staircase there. My bad. And we got through it. We're good. Alright, going back up. It would have been incredible if Alan, we see in this section, had the appearance in the first game. His flashlight will help you fight. Interesting thought. I'm horrible at doing melees, though, Max. Like, I just never use it. Yes, Megalodon, we're still at a 0 death playthrough. Still 0 deaths.
A vision.
And my inner jazz kid loves this part. Because this is what I studied for like 15 years.
Such a dark place, am I trapped in here? Is this real? I cannot remember. There was a manuscript, it held a key of cycle I must not surrender to. Echo scenes to seek out again and again until I figure it out to bring this song to its end.
I can't until he starts shuffling. I can't go higher. There you go. There we go. Yeah, I started studying jazz when I was 13, so I love this crap.
You gotta figure it out to bring this song to its end. I will bring this song to its end.
Wait until he starts staring at us. He's like, come on, let's go. Come on, change. There we go. This is what I was waiting
You
for.
have to find your way out
He's like,
to bring this song
come on.
to its end.
Sorry, I love that. The final chorus brings the song to its climactic end. Bye-bye. No, you're the man. You're the man there, dude. I'll still read it, Max. Don't worry. I mean, it stays on the board. You don't have to worry about it. They're not, Max. They're still on the board.
And I thought this place couldn't get any stranger.
So, for example, go up here. The musical, Lady in the Darkland. I would write a new draft of Initiation. I knew more. I would use what I remembered. I had to find my way back to Parliament Tower. I had to find another murder site, a place so dark it remained fixed in this shifting darkness. I would find inspiration. I would write myself there. I had to find a way to get ahead of the dark presence, get ahead of Scratch. I knew how this worked now. I was in control. And this is the one you're referring to. I had fooled myself into thinking I can control the story. I had not planned this to be part of Initiation. Who did? Door? Old Gods of Asgard? Was someone trying to confuse me or help me? Remind me of who I was and where I came from? Because I keep forgetting. My life story is a song. As a child, I saw nightmares of dark shadows. Was that because I was trapped in the dark place? Now, dreams as visions through time. Essentially confirming that all of the stories were inspired by his grown self.
Champion of light,
Catchy, right?
Herald of Darkness.
Take it easy, Ati.
Lost in the
I still cannot get over the fact that you're trying to clean a carpet with a mop. That makes no sense to me, but whatever.
My Swedish brothers, perkel. Ai, että nyt on kyllä, joo. Laitto pojat jenkkakoneet.
Yeah, because pretty much this entire section was intended to remind Alan of what's going on. Because every time he resets back into the room before the show, he has no clue what's going on before, but through this musical section now he's like, okay, now you're going to remember. Which allows him to make different decisions moving forward. But yeah, my interpretation for the tune in general, other than just being a history of Alan, but the dichotomy between Herald of Darkness, Champion of Light, really just comes down to that both are aspects of every single person. Everyone has the Champion and the Herald within them. And it's also a callback to the American Nightmare, because that's what they referred to Alan as the Champion Light, and Mr. Scratch in that one is Herald of Darkness.
Don't you ever let me go. Forever I am play and pretend. Forever, never.
Is that just how powerful Ati is he can mop a rug? Because if that's the case, then sure, but that's how you get mold really easily, if you're continuously getting carpet and padding wet. Just saying. Exactly, Master Morden. The whole Herald of Darkness pairs with Balance Slays the Demon so well, especially with the dueling guitar sections. Because you have one guitar which is representing the Champion, the other one representing the Herald, and they're going back and forth and fighting with one another, and then at the very end, both dueling guitars merge together into one and play the final solo. Which is a really cool musical detail. Yeah, that's what it seems like with Gaor. They keep saying that he, Ati stole lumps of clothing, or his janitor's outfits. I do have headphones on, and I am jamming, 100%. Can I talk a little bit about Ati with you all? Cristiano, what would you like to talk about? Like, if I've talked about Ati quite a bit up to this point. Oh. Yes, mitigated risk. I agree with you. This is actually how the mold threshold got started, is because Ati keeps putting wet water on wet carpet. Or, like a wet mop on a wet carpet, creating the mold. This is where the mold came from. Headcanon confirmed. And we are back.
It was all about me. This performance the Dark Place was putting on. But I had no control over it. I knew how utterly lost I was.
And that just goes to show, too, that if Alan didn't put this musical in there, that means that someone else did, which also means the initiation manuscript and the return manuscript are not entirely his doing, because other parties are affecting it.
The payphone was ringing again. The mystery caller was back at it. I had to find out more.
Alan Wake? Do you know who I am?
How the fuck could I?
Whoa! There's that famous temper. Lucky thing I'm not a paparazzi.
You keep jerking me around, refusing to tell me who you are.
You remember? Oh, fuck me. Alan, listen. Tell me, how much do you remember? Did you visit Parliament Tower? Did you find anything there?
Yeah. Alice is in danger. Scratch is reaching out to her, and there's another manuscript. Not initiation, return. I saw the title page. I don't remember writing it.
Return? Oh man, this is what we're after. The Scratch can't have it. Our survival, the survival of the fucking cosmic everything depends on this. Come to me. Oceanview Hotel. I left my room key for you. It's right there on the payphone. Remember, the Dark Place works in loops and rituals.
Does it?
If the waves keep pushing you away, you just need to find another way in. We go with the flow of this ocean. Catch you soon, brother.
See, there actually is a
The
legitimate
Oceanview
question
Hotel.
there.
A suspicious invitation to a shady meeting. Right on the money for the hard-boiled genre the whole city was built upon.
There is a legitimate question about whether the Dark Place truly does work in loops and spirals, or if it's just Alan's fiction in this reality works in loops and spirals. Because later on, when Dor confronts him in the Masks episode, he calls him out on using that as a narrative device, which implies that it doesn't always have to work that way. Hey there, PDX Jake. Dude, thank you so much for the donation, buddy. I'm a simple man with simpler interests. Good steaks, the remedy first, and Dean streams. Well, what we need to do is have the, get a good steak, get it cooked or smoked or barbecued, whatever you do, bring it to the stream, and best of all worlds, I'd say. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of... Because I think there's a Words of Power over here and another stash right behind here before we start entering. Oop, there's one. And then down this... Whoa. Down this alleyway, there's going to be some more. Go away. Leave me alone! Really? Oh, Jesus. I walked right into that one. Whew. Shithead. There we go. Nope. Go away. I'm just gonna keep avoiding this guy until I get into some light real quick.
My destination.
Boom. Done. Well, the thing is like, I don't know if Alan's, like, to respond to you, Master Morden, I don't know if Alan's technically limiting himself by making this narrative work in loops and spirals. Honestly, I think this is the only way it has to go, because Alan doesn't have control over his mind. He doesn't have control over the story. Now, if you didn't use loops and spirals, that means you have one shot to get it right, and that's it. By forcing this narrative to work in loops and spirals, it allows him to make mistakes, go back to the beginning, try again, go back to the beginning, try again. That way you have as many attempts as you need to get the story right, versus you have one time only, and that's it. Which is actually an interesting analogy for the literary process in general. Because I've experienced this personally myself, where I try to get things right the first time when I do write some of my fiction, and it never works out that way. You have to write it all the way through, realize where you messed up, go back and do a second draft, then a third draft, then a fourth draft. And it's only upon rewriting the second draft that the real story starts to develop itself. So, in a sense, yes, it's kind of limiting, but because it forces it to work in loops and spirals, but at the same time, it's a method that allows for the story to work out for the best, because you can make mistakes and then fix it later. Alright, let's get going. He's using it as a tool to force the story to do what he wants rather than, yeah.
A loop that delivered me back to the street. What did the mystery caller said? If the waves keep pushing you away, you just need to find another way in.
I love it. 3 chord street, because you know the light switch cord, you gotta pull it 3 times to get to the Oceanview. Love little details like that. And yeah, Alan was not the most mentally stable. I mean, he had severe mental instability. I wouldn't say severe, but he was not stable before the start of the game.
With only dream logic to lead me to the hotel, I looked to the neon signs for guidance.
Even before the start of the first game. substance abuse, insomnia, repressed anger issues, and sometimes not repressed.
The dark presence is out there. It's hunting me. Its spies are always watching. It's trying to catch me. I think it did more than once. It's stealing from me. Stealing my identity. It wants to be me. Replace me. Twisted version of me. Scratch. Mr. Scratch. It's slithering into the story. Once it's in the story, I have to use it to keep the story true. I got in. I have to make the story darker now. But that gives it power. That's bad. I don't want that. But I have no choice. It's an arms race. I have to keep it together. I cannot. I'll be the first one to cross the finish line. I have to beat the devil at his own game.
The story I was building was fragile, constantly under attack. There was no time to waste. The dark presence was only a step behind me.
Mirror peek. Yeah, because it's basically multiple voices in his head that are at war with each other, fighting over how the story's going to unfold. Kind of like the dueling guitars in that last song.
Casey!
You're the killer, the cult leader. It's in your eyes.
No! You got the wrong man! It's Scratch! There's no time to lose!
You're going nowhere.
Dead tired. I just wanted it to be over. It was all my fault. I'd had this dark place in my head for so long.
Suspended consciousness.
I forget the pain was there. Like it was the way you were supposed to feel. I was not in a dark place. I was the dark place. The source of it all. The vessel. Me and the writer, we were the same.
This place kept pushing me under, getting into my head, poisoning me with darkness. I had to find a way to escape before it was too late. Too late again.
So, like, I think I mentioned this in the last one, but I think his pose here is actually relevant. I mean, at the end of the day, Max Payne is all about his pain, as Alan puts it. Casey, it's all about his pain. It's the totality of his existence. Now, I have a hypothesis that, by the end of the game, Casey kind of gets stuck here, and as a result, he's being cast and forced to go through an endless cycle of different Alex Casey films. Exactly, the Hanged Man. Suspended consciousness. Well, I mean, like, in a sense, if Alan is creating this, that means he is this version of the Dark Place. It's a reflection of his consciousness. It's like if we're going through Psychonauts, the mental worlds of the characters, that is them. So it's... yeah, 100%. Mirror Peak equals Twin Peaks. Yep, it's definitely a Twin Peaks reference. 100%. Not in this one, Ty. We got excerpts from the sudden stop in the original game, but not in this one. I mean, if we want to get a little bit older in terms of cinema, we can talk about Empire Strikes Back for a second, when Luke goes into the cave. And he asks what's in there, and the response is that only that which you take with you. That's kind of like the dark place here. What is it? It's only that which you take with you. Yeah, Isaac, the whole game is fair to spoil. Like, we're going to be talking about anything in the Remedy franchise and the entire base game of Alan Wake 2, but we're not going to be talking about anything related to New Game Plus. Anything anything related to New Game Plus, we are not going to be openly discussing because I'm going through it for the first time right now. God dang. It really doesn't want to give me anything. Alright. You know what? I'm thinking of whether I want to save flares or batteries. Let's not save the batteries. Oh, geez. That's not good, though. Okay, now let's do this. There we go. You know what? This is worth it. That's a point where it's worth using one of my flare guns. Wish I didn't use my shotgun there, but whatever. We've got 4 taken right in front of me. That's ripe. That's prime. So these are called fade outs, Butter. All the shadows we have in here, and someone removed all of the audio filtering, and yeah, it's actually Matthew Broderick who's voicing them. So 100% we get the implication that these are related to Alan himself in some ways. Oh my god, give me something. Give me something. That's 4 in a row where they gave me nothing. Come on, game. The RNG is hating me right now. There it is. Get my health up. Finally! Thank you. Give me something. Okay, we're good. Yeah, shit, but it's Matthew Peretta's voicing the shadows. It's the same VA for Alan. So, yeah, we do have that confirmation. Beautiful. Alright, let's go ahead and update this. Words of aid. Let's increase the painkillers, and let's increase the hand flare. If you have too much in inventory, the game will stop giving you items. That sucks. Okay, now I'm stuck on the table. So I'm just going to move you over here. I'm going to move that grenade over here. Let's just do this for now. Well, yeah, because Patrice, what's essentially happening is every time Alan fails, like at the end of the, when he's back in the beginning of initiation where he's in the red room, he's knocking on the door trying to get through and it's locked and he gets taken right there. He, quote-unquote, either gets taken or he dies there and boom, it resets back to him in the waiting room. And he goes on again, and then boom, he gets taken a second time by the end of that one, and boom, it resets him back to where the We Sing, the Herald of Darkness section is, and it just keeps cycling through each time he dies. Okay. Alright, let me just check something real quick. Check the map. So there is an echo back here. And this is the bugged one. For some reason, this one's always bugged. I don't know why. Yeah, Tim's just kind of like... Oh, Jesus. That's not good. Let's not do that one yet. I want to save that in case I need a free heal.
This city will suck you dry if you stay here for too long. You'll end up a lost soul, haunting the streets and alleys. A faded-out shadow, glimpsed by some other poor bastard on his way toward the same fate. Your broken dreams become a broken mirror, and the twisted reflection staring back at you with all the pent-up anger, regret, guilt, and shame was the monster you could never get away from.
And the anger, regret, guilt, and pain becomes its own thing. A separate entity in and of itself. I think there was supposed to be, yeah. There's supposed to be one here as well. Where is it? Where is it? I know there's one here. There it is. Flare gun projectile. Beautiful. Remedy never owned the Quantum Break IP. That Microsoft always wasn't owned that one. I mean, technically, Microsoft owned the IP for Alan Wake for the longest time too, but they purchased it back in what, 2018-ish, I think.
Hey, Alan. How's the memory doing?
Sorry, who are you? Kidding. Good to see you, Tim.
You had me going.
Cozy place you got here.
You know, your disappearance from Bright Falls is still the only thing that folks talk about. Well, that and Deerfest. Is this where you ended up back in 2010?
You know about that?
I am the sheriff of Bright Falls. Or I was.
Are you related to Sarah Breaker? She was the sheriff of Bright Falls back in 2010.
Yeah, she's my cousin. I had a police sketch made of Door based on my dreams. I sent it around and Sarah recognized the face from an old case file from the 80s. I moved out there to look into it and became sheriff after she left to join the feds.
So Deerfest is still a thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's bigger than ever. You know, I got zapped here right before it was about to happen.
Funny, me too. What was in the case file about Door?
Not a lot of details in it. A local man named Warland Door went missing near Cauldron Lake. Eyewitnesses claim he was struck by a bolt of lightning and just vanished. I never found any official records of a Warland Door living in town or anywhere. Another dead end.
All right. Door went missing in 1988. Aged, has not aged. Longevity, not human. Alien, magic. Uncle Frank would have known more, but he is dead. Not his real name. Hidden meeting? So unfortunately, yeah, Frank Breaker is deceased, but apparently he had a brother who is Tim's father, which we don't know anything about that. There is one other Breaker we know about. That's Conrad Breaker. But we don't have any information about Conrad except for the fact that he wrote Bright Falls: A History. He wrote a book about the history of Bright Falls. When that book was written or published, I have no idea. So I don't know if Conrad is Frank's brother, if it's Frank's dad, if it's his uncle. We have no idea of how the relationship works with there. I don't know Cristiano. They just say feds, so Sarah could have potentially joined the FBC, could have joined the FBI, could have joined any number of alphabet agencies. Hell, for all we know, she joined the USDA, the Department of Agriculture. I mean, like, we have no idea. That last one's obviously not correct. I'm just throwing out the hypotheticals. Alright, so I'm going to take your guys' advice. And I'm going to move some of my ammo out of here. And see what happens. Just to see if it gives me more ammo. Yeah, well, like, we don't have a family tree, but we have, surprisingly, we have 4 breakers at this point in the game. Or at this point in the series that we're aware of. Hold on. Honestly, what I'm working for right now is to get the infinite flare gun ammo glitch. I hope we get it again this time around.
The lights affected where the door led to.
Great. You shit. Just maybe waste a battery, you ass.
I could see the Oceanview Hotel. I was getting close.
You dream of calling it quits, making a clean break, retiring, escaping, leaving all this sordid misery and terror behind. Getting in a car and driving till you see the sun rise. Somewhere where the sun still rises. Settling down, buying a house, fixing it up, building a life, finding someone. It's a fool's dream. It would all go bad. And having let hope in, it would be unbearably worse than this. You can take the man out of the city, but you can never take the city out of the man.
Yes, give me all those batteries. Alright, we're gonna have to run back up here in a second anyways, because I'm saving one of the words of power to heal us, just in case we take some damage during this little fight that's coming up next. Oceanview cocktail is 2550, and the shotgun is 1900. Okay. Thank you. Shotgun ammo. Thank you, thank you. Nothing in that one. Anything else? Nope. Absolutely not.
The bar menu caught my eye.
Alright, so last time I did this, there was a 2 speedsters here that spawn. Maybe they don't spawn, because technically I didn't grab the shotgun. I think grabbing the shotgun is what triggers that fight to happen, but if I don't grab the shotgun, then I guess they don't do that. Okay. I'm not going to debate this. Cool enough. Alright. Fair, fair. Oh, shoot. I need to go get my charge back. Come on, grab it. Cool. So I'm not going to have to worry about this part. Let's grab that Words of Power then. I was going to save that to heal from that battle, but meh, whatever. Beautiful. And we're in. How much more do we have left to get? I mean, words of stuff, that's going to be easy. We're actually going to grab one of the words of stuff, one here in the bar. Words of action, words of war. I could use some more of that one. So yeah, we're doing really good. On to the Oceanview. Of course, we have the diver everywhere. Reels for the projector. Like, anyone else, just because of all of the film projectors we have in here, I don't want to make a connection, but my mind's still on the slide projector from the ordinary AWE. My mind's still there. Alright, y'all, you ready for some psychedelics? Because we're about to get some psychedelics.
The room was empty except for the projector. More games. Was the film a message waiting to be played?
Okay, so now we're going to enter one of Zane's films. So technically, anything that happens within this next scene is a film by Thomas Zane. Or at least this Zane. Because we're entering into this, so... And it's pre-recorded in some ways. See, that's the spiral we keep seeing painted all over the place. Herringbone floor pattern.
In this temple of shadow and mist, there's a window in the floor and a door in the ceiling. There's no knowing, am I standing still, or running, or kneeling?
You're the one who's been calling me.
Indeed. I'm Tom Zane. Welcome to the House of Zane.
The poet. The diver. You look like me. How the hell?
Or maybe you look like me, you handsome devil. The diver was a beloved character I played in one of my films. I'm a filmmaker, a celebrated auteur.
I need answers. Why is Return so important? What?
Alan, you always get worked up like this. Come on, I'll fix you a drink. You and me, Alan. We're in this together. Two artists collaborating, remember? Crafting the keys to our escape. Your magnum opus, Return, and its companion piece, my film. Sharing our life-altering visions, a melding of higher minds. Dreaming up our transcendental work of art. Here, in this room, in this room, in this room, in this room, in this room.
Oh God, here we go. The happy song.
I need the clicker. It's Return, but because we return.
So Zane seems far more lucid throughout this entire segment, as if he's intentionally getting Alan wasted and loaded for the sole purpose of seeing what he does.
And that is how the magic happened.
Enough of this bullshit. Alice is in danger. I need another murder site to go further. Back to Parliament Tower. Scratch is...
Your wife is safe, back in the real New York. But Scratch is reaching for her through an overlap. Return is the key to escaping the dark place. You need to get it before that freak does. There's a murder site here in the hotel. Let the waves of your writing carry you there.
Jesse!
Hello?
Darling? Night Springs.
They're all yours. If anyone asks, you were never here.
Thomas Zane had ended our talk in what felt like a paranoid fit. I had what I needed from him. There was another murder site in the hotel to guide me further toward my escape. I had to write my way to it.
So if anyone's curious, yes, that is Ilkavili's voice, but I started watching Border Town on Netflix recently because Ilkavili's in one of the lead characters in that show. Like, I really haven't seen much, like, other than him as Alan Wake and in that show, I haven't seen his other work. Is Alan wearing the wedding ring? Yes. So I can't... It's kind of hard to see, but in cutscenes you can still see him wearing the wedding ring, yes.
Whispers from the police radio kept me awake at night. The word through the ether. A murder in the backdrop of a play featuring a murder cult. How meta can you get? He said, looking knowingly at the camera. I could sense the cult of the word in this, and their leader, Mr. Scratch. Rumored to be Alan Wake, the writer who'd gone missing years before.
The hotel was a perfect setting for a Casey story. I was on the right path.
Let's get going. So what it feels like is that this version of Zane, which, let's be real, I've considered that this is like the Scratch of the real Zane, where it's like a twisted version that took on a life of its own. Because I'm still holding to the idea that, no, he created his own pocket universe and then he went to live in it with Barbara. Because they flat out say that that's what happened with the character, so it's just really confusing. Darling was in that scene originally, Laura, but...
I would start at the entrance lobby.
There are some new things, from what I understand, within the hotel. Alan's voice, mitigated risk, it's Matthew Peretta. So Matthew Peretta has always been the voice actor for Alan, while Ilkavili is the facial capture and the physical acting. And Matthew Peretta is also the live-action actor for Dr. Darling. So technically there was 3 Allans in that scene.
The entrance hall set the mood, where everyone had come in. The victim, the murderer, the detective. An idea, clear as a vision, waited for me here.
Okay. Before we do that, though, I want to pop my head through here. Don't you dare follow me. Go away. Shoot. Oh, jeez.
Come on!
Goodbye. I did not mean to go into this room, but here we are. I'm actually kind of really happy that this door just opened. Oh, you just teleported through the door, you shit! Not good.
You can't take the... There's no escape! You are a character... Stop!
Pick it up. There we go. Like, screw off, guys. We're trying to do some lore hunting. Nah. Alright, room 112. The White Pyramid. There's the
room
fun
at the
scene.
end of the corridor was closed off. It felt significant.
Room 107
Something
is
terrible would happen
Vanguard.
there.
Which apparently they rebooted the Project Vanguard. I think it's called, like, Project Kesh. They're calling it Kestrel now or something. Something along those lines. Remember that Matthew Peretta played one more person in Alan Wake 1? Did he voice someone else in the original Alan Wake? I don't remember. I'm trying to think. It's not coming to mind, so let me know. Alright, and the other thing that some people have been mentioning earlier on in the stream that I want to point out now is room 103 is the one with doors. So this symbol is labeled as doors in the control code. And it's room 103, which just happens to be the room in the lodge back in Bright Falls that is locked and no one can seem to get inside of. Even the mage trying to get in, and no one knows who's residing within room 103. Now, some have suggested that because they share the same number, that door is related to what's on the other side of the door's door. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the end... episode 6, when Alan dives into the dark place for the first time, yeah, the scene being played out between Zane and Barbara are voiced by Matthew Peretta and Brett Madden. The thing is it's not just that Alan's VA is voicing Zane, but it's also Alice's VA that's voicing Barbara in that scene. So there's something else going on there. It's not specifically just the Alan parallels.
So, you were the director of this play?
Yeah, that's me. Our performance of the cult was cursed from the pre-show ritual on. The cult is an immersive theatrical experience.
Uh-huh. You're gonna have to walk me through what that means.
Immersive theater. A play where the audience can participate, spread across this hotel. The cult is a legend. The only written copy of the manuscript lost, the play is passed on as oral tradition between theater companies. Each company only performs it once. The play was said to have special power. We were like kids playing with a Ouija board. And when you call for the devil, he will come.
The pre-show ritual. That's it. Set it up. Start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And now Ed is down here playing the role of the playwright, which makes sense because he's a playwright in reality. Okay, let's try to load some stuff back into here. And I'll keep the grenade just in case. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start pulling that trick and just grabbing some of this. Hopefully that helps me get more ammo over time. Yeah, Matthew Peretta was in Robin Hood Men in Tights, 100%. Weirdly enough, that's the first time I saw him, before I knew him as Alan. Alright, entrance hall. Pre-show ritual. Preparations were underway for the theater play. Nice rhyming there.
The plot changed the details of the world. Layers upon layers. A play about a murder cult, infiltrated by a real murder cult.
I guess I don't understand your question, Mitigated Risk. What do you mean, who was giving him Alan his voice? I mean, his voice is his voice. Matthew Peretta's the VA, so I don't know what you're asking. Yes, I remember that, Max, during the AW DLC where Dr. Dueling briefly showed up on the TV, then the Night Springs logo played. Like, honestly, what I'm gathering is this scene when Alan and Zane meet each other has been playing out in different variations over and over and over again. Now, when Jessie looked through the spiral door from the Oceanview back in 2019, she witnessed a similar scene, so I can only presume that's why we see her on the TV screen now, is because she's looking at a different point in time, but still in 2019 was when she's appearing. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna keep playing. I'm getting... Chat's confusing me right now, to be honest. Stop using the words. That's Alan talking to himself. Pre-show ritual in preparation of the horror show.
The The troop were busy building their own Wicker Man, where they themselves would be sacrificed. The prop room had been changed from room 104 to room 225.
I actually kind of enjoy the whole idea of them moving the rooms that they're supposed to do things in, 104 to 225, because it allows Alan to teleport through the hotel rooms because of that. So we got 104. Ka-ching. Thank you, thank you. And boom, we're now in room 225. But it's this fact, it's the simple fact that the all the actors literally move their rooms from 104 to 225, which allows us to teleport, which is a weird little detail that I love. No, Ludgera, like, the reasoning I'm saying that it might be the same time is because it's the same scene, just a different draft of the same scene, if that makes sense. Like, obviously, like, what happens in AWE is not what happened just now, but, let's see, how do I put this into words? It's... I mean, let's just say that that was the second draft of the story and that Jesse witnessed back in 2019, but now we're on the 20th draft of the story. And that's what's happening this time around. If that makes sense. It's hard to put into words. Alright. Here we go.
Wait. You're a character in my story.
Your character in my... Your character in my story? Is that what you're saying? There. Hopefully this is going to give me some ammo. Thank you. No, like, I remember Jessie saying hello when she looked inside the spiral door the first time. Maybe I'm crazy, but...
Good evening. A writer trapped in a dream world attempts to write a story to shape reality around him and escape. He is beset by visions leaking in from realities beyond his own. He uses those visions as inspiration for the stories, in hopes of giving them power to make them come true. Us, hidden few, know that ultimately he will succeed.
Oh, this is new.
For that, many of his stories collapse back into the stuff that dreams are made of, to remain, as they began, works of fiction. And yet, maybe there is a gleam of truth to be unearthed from these tales. Rare glimpse into the unseen realities beyond our own, offering us intriguing avenues of contemplation as they transpire in Night Springs.
This is new. This 100% is new. I mean, this is the location we get the original commercial for Night Springs, but that's a different commercial entirely. Hey there, call me Crest. Dude, thank you so much for the donation, buddy. Isn't the room in the motel in Control 225 where the screaming and the blood comes from? Possibly. I was supposed to go check. I was supposed to go check that, and I never did. I think it was 225. Alright, so what we gathered from that right there is that the new season of Night Springs is all about the writer. Is all about this. Interesting. Okay, okay. And I know Dor and Alan collaborated on this season, so... Oh my god, move, move. Let me in. Screw you. There we go. There's my full health. And we're good. Restores 35% max health when hitting something with a flare gun. Let's do the shotgun for right now. Yeah, like it just seems like aspects of the stories Alan's worked on is what's going to end up being the Night Springs. Based on what he was saying, that some of the ones that don't come to fruition go back into the realm where Dream... Actually, let's just watch that again. Let's just watch the whole thing again without all the weird sound effects. Because we had some of the fade-outs in the background.
Good evening. A writer trapped in a dream world attempts to write a story to shape reality around him and escape. He is beset by visions leaking in from realities beyond his own. He uses those visions as inspiration for his stories, in hopes of giving them power to make them come true. Us, hidden few, know that ultimately he will succeed.
Us hidden few know that he will succeed. Okay.
Many of his stories collapse back into the stuff that dreams are made of.
Stories that fall back. Yep.
As they began, works of fiction. And yet, maybe there is a gleam of truth to be unearthed from these tales.
Yeah.
Rare glimpse into the unseen realities beyond.
So it definitely appears as though a lot of what's going to be in the Night Springs DLC are stuff that were intended to be a part of the plot, ended up falling back into the realm of the dark place, dissolving back into the mist, but some of it is relevant, is the implication they're giving us. Yeah, exactly, Max. It sounds like he and a few others who have a lot more knowledge about what's going on acknowledge that Alan will ultimately get out. Even the mysterious voice who called from a certain different point in time told him, yes, you will get out, and no, you will not get out. Okay. Interesting.
Alan, wait.
Go away. God, there's too many of you guys. Go away. Go away. Go away. All of you, go away. There we go. We're good. See, what do you guys think? Do you think that those fade-outs see us as another fade-out? Because it just feels like there's... Has anyone played... this may seem like a really weird comparison, but has anyone ever played Dream Drop Distance, the Kingdom Hearts game? Because there's a scene near the end where Sora literally sees like hundreds of versions of themselves wandering around, and they're kind of like... That's what it feels like when we're walking around these fade-outs. But from the perspective of another character, you see them in this current state. I don't know. Give it to me. Oh, that's not going to open. Being John Malkovich? I've actually never seen that. Alright. All I gotta say is I wonder what's on the other side of this, because anyone who knows anything about construction, you know you never use... I think this is OSB board. You never use wood as a backing for showers because it's a water-absorbent material and it's going to cause mold issues. You use hardy backer. You install a hardy backer or cement board over the studs. You don't use freaking wood. This is a mold trap right here. You want to use that, then you use red guard to waterproof it, and then you start building the thin set up in the tile. This is wrong. I disagree. Sorry. Oh, gosh. No, particle board's going to be more of a MDF material. Use cement board or hardy backer, which is the brand for it. Yes, my inner contractor comes out. Alright, let's go back and drop some stuff off. Mold 1 is coming to the hotel. So many things in this game are like, this is how you get mold, and that's where the mold threshold started. Let's go ahead and drop out 5, 9. It seems to be working, to be 100% honest, guys. Okay. I haven't seen any of the new Darling videos yet. Shib DT. Have I missed one already? Like, I honestly, I feel like I've been exploring everywhere. I haven't seen any Darling TV sets. I haven't missed anything? Okay, good. Go away. Go away. Close the door. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do room 219 because this is where we teleport. Okay. And I know there is a word of power right there, but we're going to save it just in case we need a quick heal. That door's locked, okay. Honestly, I didn't even see the trailer for New Game Plus. It's the frickin' internet that spoiled it. Like, I'm just scrolling through YouTube and someone puts up, oh, new Dr. Darling videos. I was like, son of a bitch. Speaking of which... Hi?
This is Dr. Casper Darling, formerly of the Federal Bureau.
My boy!
I think the signal is coming through now. Are you receiving me? Something shifted. The previously observed interference disrupting my broadcast has gone. Fluctuation in gravitational forces. Either something moved out of the way or my relative position to a change. But the alignment or the condition of this whole plane spiral to a more favorable position. The ordinary rules of reality do not apply here. Best I can describe, this place is a dreamscape.
So he is in the dark place, okay.
Who's the dreamer? And how do you wake up from this dream? I've been taking readings with the limited equipment I've been able to secure. Some riveting data accumulating. Hypotheses taking shape. My struggle with this is that the way this place works makes any hypothesis immediately come back to alter and contaminate the data.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been working to capture and isolate and amplify certain frequencies from the background radiation ambient noise, so let's see what happens.
Gotta love mad scientists.
There. The deeper into the dark depths I got, peeling off the layers of the dark place, like the ocean zones, from twilight to midnight, to abyssal to the deepest trenches. The closer I'm going now, peeling off my... This voice, the narration.
It's my voice.
This leads me to believe it's what's holding this place together. It's making it real. Is this the voice of the dreamer? What's strange is it sounds a little bit like my voice.
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, don't question it too much there, buddy. Sounds a little bit like my voice. That is a radio with a wire hanger antenna, yes. Miss Unperceivable. Oh my, oh my. Okay, well we have plenty to talk about with that. Let me open up some things, and then we're heading back to the safe room. Okay, we're in the safe room. We're good. Let me drop some stuff off real quick. Alrighties. Alright. We'll play it again in a second. So let's have our conversation, and then we'll play it again. No worries, Princess. I'll see you in a bit when you get back. Oh. Oh. Alright, so now we officially have confirmation that after Dr. Darling locked himself in the Hedron chamber and it blew, that he was propelled out into the dark place. Confirmation confirmed. If anyone wants more details on that whole process, I have a video called What Happened to Dr. Darling, or Where's Dr. Darling, or something like that, and it goes over his entire story that leads into this. But in essence, if we want to sum it up, there was a lot of comparison between the character of David Bowman from the Arthur C. Clarke's Odyssey series and Dr. Darling, even to the point where he's quoting stuff from... He actually references David Bowman going into the monolith, etc. Oh, gosh. But I liked his little comment about how anytime you get the hypothesis, it affects the results, so therefore it's kind of useless. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever read this particular book or seen the film. I think it's like has Hopkins and Samuel L. Jackson is in the movie. But Michael Crichton's Sphere. Is anyone familiar with Sphere? So, just for a spoiler warning, I'm going to go ahead and pause the game. And the second I unpause it, the spoilers are over for the book. So, Sphere, the basic plot has to do with a sphere being found at the bottom of the ocean and a research team being sent down to see what's going on with it. Now, the weird thing that's going on is that when they're trying to investigate what's happening, every time they come up with a hypothesis, it is therefore proven to be true. It's proven factual each time they do it. And it's weird, like, why would that be? But the thing is, they also found weird is if they change their hypothesis, The science and the experiments actually changed to match their hypothesis. The whole point is the power of the sphere literally allows thoughts and beliefs to become manifest reality. So the idea of that, I believe this is how the science works, therefore that is how the science works. And it like that's probably not a direct reference that Dr. Darling is making, but it's the same concept, that because I think this is how the science works, therefore in the dark place that's how the science works. It's just really weird. Okay, spoilers over. Moving onwards. I loved Dr. Darling's little pause when he recognizes the voice sounds like himself. And he gets that little faraway look he gets when he's thinking something kind of disturbing and then just trails off and doesn't say anything more past that. It's kind of like in the DLC, in the Signal DLC, when Alan is talking to the fictional, the Barry Wheeler, and he just starts going on the line of thought that, oh, maybe you're just a figment of my imagination, and Barry stops him saying, no, stop, don't even think that, don't even follow that train of thought about himself being a figment of his own imagination, because that's like how you destroy yourself really freaking quick. Did the voice spawn from Darling's thoughts? No, Isaac, that's actually the same voice. So Dr. Darling is the actual actor who does the voice work for Alan Wake, so it's the real guy. It's the exact same voice. Yeah, Amelia, no, Dr. Darling 100% came back from the slide projector. I don't know what you're referring to. They did come back, and he started working on the Hedron program of the HRAs, and then sent them all out to the entire Bureau, and then from there is when he went into the Hedron chamber and was blasted out of reality. That's the entire plot of the game. Oh, if there's an in-universe reason why their voices are the same, that's the question, isn't it? That's the question we're being asked. The fact that Darling acknowledged this is the fact we have to be focusing on. Because it's not just, oh, it's the same actor. There's probably a real reason for it. And he also asked the whole question, who is the dreamer? Now, let's go back to the Dream of Dreams episode of Night Springs, where they're all standing in line. Remember that one where they're all standing in line and they have the dreamer that's back there and he's the one dreaming up reality, and their whole goal is to not wake the dreamer, because if they do, then everybody in the dream just falls out of existence. They just like cease to exist, because a figment of a dream can't exist when someone's not dreaming it, right? Now, the interesting thing about that is they have a guy who's sleeping, and they're saying, oh, that's the dreamer, but at the end of it, when the alarm clock starts playing, one of the guys in the line is the only one who can hear it, implying he might actually be the dreamer. It's something from Twin Peaks. I don't know. I've never actually seen Twin Peaks, so I can't say much. No, Amelia. So they didn't have access to Hedron until after they came back from the burnt slide, or from the hand slide. So when they went into the hand slide, they found Hedron and then brought Hedron back through the slide into the oldest house. So yeah, it's not that they had Hedron and then went into the slide, it was the other way around. What's the worst place to be trapped in, Silent Hill or the Dark Place? I mean, they're kind of similar in a certain sense. The only difference is that in the Dark Place, you have some kind of control over it, because you can use a work of art to put your control on it. Now, you could also argue that with Silent Hill, it reflects your own unconscious, so it's as dark as your mind is, which is why Laura doesn't see the nightmare of the town like everyone else. Well, Infamous, I'm actually in the talks with another YouTuber to do a full watch-through of Twin Peaks. So, but that's something that's in the pipeline. I'm not saying much more past that. Alright, so we're going to watch that again. With what we just said in mind, now let's go watch it and revisit the whole thing.
This is Dr. Casper Darling, formerly of the Federal Bureau of Control. I think the signal's coming through now. Are you receiving me? Something shifted. The previously observed interference disrupting my broadcast system. Fluctuation in gravitational forces. Either something moved out of the way or my relative position to it changed. The alignment or
most likely he was trying to get through during the base game but couldn't, but now he can.
The ordinary rules of reality do not apply here. This place is a dreamscape.
Well, at this point, I doubt that Darling is part of the FBC. I mean, he's kind of on his own.
And how do you wake up from this dream? I've been taking readings with the limited equipment I've been able to secure. Some riveting data accumulating. Hypotheses taking shape. My struggle with this is that the way this place works makes any hypothesis immediately come back to alter and contaminate the data. Anyway, I've been capture, isolate, and amplify certain frequencies from the background radiation and ambient noise, so let's see what happens.
There. The deeper into the dark depths I got, peeling off the layers of the dark ice, like the ocean zones, from twilight to midnight, to abyssal to large, the closer I felt
the His voice, the narration. It's going forever. This leads me to believe it's what's holding this place together. It's making it real. Is this the voice of the dreamer? What's strange is it sounds a little bit like my voice.
Yeah, that look right there. This is why we're replaying the game right now, everyone. This stuff right here. So, like, one thought I had, like, because he says it's been repeating, weirdly enough, the only thing that comes to mind right now is as if it's kind of white noise, it's background noise that's being playing on a repeat. It's not... Is anyone familiar with the Nada Brahma? Going off on a random tangent. Is anyone familiar with the Nada Brahma from Vedic and Hindu tradition? Oh, about the Song of Creation. I think I actually mentioned it briefly in the first video I put up on the channel, The Sound of Creation. Weirdly enough. But it's the conscious intention, it's the resonance, the voice that's actually speaking or singing the universe into existence. So if you conceptualize it like chaos, like the dark place is just nothing but the raw materials, the primordial sludge of reality, and then the word, the voice that comes in and then assembles all of those parts and forms something out of the nothingness, or the not yet put togetherness, I should say. That would be similar to if this is what it actually is going on, where Alan's voice in the background is that constant, nonstop white noise that's bringing and ordering the dark place into whatever we're seeing here. Anyways, okay, let's get going. Let's get going. Ruh-roh, and there we have our pyramid. Really? Dude, you're so weak. You can't even knock over empty... Okay, whatever. You're barely able to knock that stuff over. Yeah, like Chronicles of Narnia too. Yeah, because Aslan sings reality into existence in that as well.
Hey, Tim. New map, huh?
Yep. Like, I've never been to New York, but I can tell you that this ain't it.
I heard you humming again.
Yeah, I can't get this song out of my head. It's a real earworm.
A real earworm, you say?
I hear it in my dreams.
Yep. An earworm you can't stop humming in a dream. Orange peel. All hair must be eaten. The thunder song distorts you.
I know that song you keep humming. It's the theme from Night Springs.
That old sci-fi show?
Sci-fi horror anthology. I used to write for a long time ago.
Like, it sounds a bit nuts, but I think the song is connected to Door. Or it's my subconscious telling me that this is all pretty out there.
Oh yeah, 100% Champion of Light. I mean, I believe it's the Song of Iluvatar in Lord of the Rings that's the creation of the universe, if I remember correctly. I mean, it's a very common theme in mythologies and literature. I mean, there is a phenomenon called cymatics, where you basically you place sand on a certain kind of surface and then you play a tone, just an auditory tone, and it actually forces the sand to vibrate and form geometric shapes. Actually, let me see if I can pull up a video of it just for the fun of it, just to show what I'm talking about. But it's an actual thing. The study of cymatics is kind of interesting. Give me a second. Let's see if I can find a short one. Come on, computer. Gotta love YouTube ads. Alright, here we go. Let me switch over to my monitor. So you basically pass all these little particles on top of it, vibrate the metal plate by using a tone generator, and the pitch of the tone increases, geometric patterns will form and become more complex. 345 hertz, and literally the sand will organize itself into these into these geometric shapes. 133 hertz, and it forms into that. And there's even some suggestion, oh, I think I might have it muted. It really doesn't matter. It's really the video we're looking at there, Laura. The audio really doesn't matter too much on it. But there's even some suggestion that some old cathedrals were built with certain acoustics in mind, so that certain tones that were sung during Mass in those cathedrals would resonate a specific frequency as a result and then have its own effect. It's weird stuff. But they can they do a spiral? I don't know. I haven't looked at all of them. But yeah, there's a lot of research into that, which is, I think, some of the basis of sound being an organizing force in the universe. But now we're getting into weird levels of science that has not been proven at this point. But anyways. I don't know, like, you can look up Amelia to know exactly what type of sand or particles or salt or whatever they used. I don't know off the top of my head. Alright, the red-headed woman connected to door. I know her. Where do I know her from? Her identity changes connected to polyhedron. She will come for me. The redheaded woman? Yep, you know her. You know her as Beth Wilder. Even in the Christian, the Old Testament, the Jewish Torah, God Yahweh speaking the universe into reality. Yeah, it's just a very, very common thing. I don't know if the material has anything to do with it. I mean, really the only difference in the material is going to be the density and the size, but it's more how the vibrations play off each other that cause it to form into those geometric shapes. Yeah, and that's why, like, I have an entire video on the physics of sound. I don't know if I deal with thematic specifically, but I know I deal with that in my sound of creation video. It's just a weird little thing that I don't really know what to make of. And the reason I think this is important is because it feels like this is what Dueling is specifically referencing in a lot of his stuff. Alright, we got the Black Pyramid there. Actually, we need to do the ritual first. Go away. Don't want to play with you. Go away. I don't want to fight you.
The ballroom would be the stage of a key scene in the play.
Is Polaris the god of the Remedy multiverse? Well, it depends on what we're referring to as a god. Because if we're using the term god to represent the demiurge or the creator of the universe versus a godly entity within the universe, like, I distinguish different pantheons of godly deities. Like, there'd be a pantheon of creator gods, and then there's other forms of gods, which you see in more polytheistic cultures. Now, I do make the assertion... Okay, I'm not going to grab that one yet, just in case we need to heal. That Polaris may have a connection to the Schumann resonance, which is the background resonance of Earth. So just like everything has a natural frequency, the Earth has its own background hum, known as the Schumann resonance. But in this setting, they're making those resonances conscious. Alright, guys. Let's see if we can break the game. Hopefully the glitch is still working. Alright. Fingers crossed. Because if this works, we are golden for the entire run. Okay. Fingers crossed. The glitch is still working, everybody! We just broke the game. Alrighties. Alright, so essentially, if you have your inventory full except for one, and you go into that room and pick up the flare gun, it'll fill out your inventory with flare gun ammo, but it won't actually pull it out of the briefcase. Meaning you can literally just keep going back and forth, and you have infinite flare gun ammo. Oh yeah, they didn't patch it yet. Alright guys, we just broke the game. So how are you guys doing? I'm gonna be doing this for a few minutes. How are you all doing? You'd call it a feature at this point, not a glitch. You want to hear my thoughts on it? Well, the thing is like, we can't say that Zane is voiced by Alan the entire time, because Zane is voiced by James McCaffrey through pretty much the entire game of Alan Wake. It's only in the scene where he's playing out the story, in the dark place that it takes on Matthew Perda's voice. So, honestly, I don't know what to make out of that. I mean, in my 2 Thomas Zane video, I had a hypothesis, but I don't think that hypothesis stands at this point. I think it's been disproven by the game. Yes, so the Alan we're playing right now is an astral projection. The real one's in the writing room at the moment. We are simply just an astral projection of the main Alan. Which is why every time it seems like Alan gets killed in this game, he kind of just resets back at the writing room. You're not ready for work tomorrow? I'm actually lucky. So I only have to work until Wednesday, and then I'm off for the rest of the year. I don't have to go back to work until the 1st. And the reason is because I never use my vacation days. I never use my PTO, so my boss forces me to use all of my PTO and all of the unused sick days at the end of every year. So I kind of just have a ritual habit where anything that hasn't been used throughout the year, I use it all at the same time, because we observe Christmas and New Year's at work, plus weekends, so I usually have like 3 weeks off at the end of every year. Mandatory. Weirdly, like, using the real Alan is a dubious term. I mean, technically, this is a real Alan. Because the Dark Place reality is subjective. I mean, the Bright Presence parading as Thomas Zane during the writer DLC, Alan flat out asks him if he is real. And Zane's response is, "You're as real as anything else in this place." Which is disconcerting. What's not healthy, Bep? The fact I don't use my vacation days? I mean, it's... with how my job works, anytime that I don't show up to work, it's not like someone else can do the work for me. I'm still the one responsible for taking care of it. So it's not like I'm working at like a fast food place where someone, if I'm not there, someone else will take my shift. My work still piles up, and I still have emails to get to, I still have customers to respond to, I still have estimates to work on, I still have to work with insurance companies. So if I don't show up to work, I have to work twice as hard the next day to catch up. So any vacation that I use legitimately is just... any day I take off actually makes my stress levels higher when I do go back to work. So I just say, you know what, it's actually better just to not take the days off. And it's good to take them during the winter, because winter is the slowest time. December's the slowest month of the year for my company. So it doesn't hurt as bad. Alright guys, how many flare guns do you think we should get? How many flare guns do you think we should get? Oops, I actually picked up some painkillers that time. Yeah, so it's better to take it at the end of the year when it's slower. Yeah, 100%. Fill it. I mean, I technically still want to have space in there so I can put all of the med kits and other things in as well. All of them. I mean, because what happens is if you can get to this point in the game, the rest of the game for Alan's side of the story is basically you don't have to do anything because you just have flare guns, instant kill anything that comes at you. So as long as you can make it this far without dying, you're good. You're good. Flare gun only run. Ah, yes. But I did find if you come back here after you do certain things in the hotel, this glitch no longer works. I don't know what causes it. And I know there's one in Saga's end of the story too, but I don't know where it is. Okay, I think... Let me just grab one more, and then I'll grab those two. Let me grab one more, and then I'll leave these two here so that I can come back to it later at the end. Well, the thing is, it's not a bad management thing. It's just that's the nature of the industry I'm in. I mean, like, yeah, some guys can try to help out, but I'm the only one that knows the intimate details of the projects I'm working on. So even if I have a day off, if something comes up on that job, I get a call and I still have to deal with it, whether that be just answering questions or logging in through a VPN to the company server and taking care of stuff. It just is what it is. Because I can't expect a coworker of mine to investigate every intimate detail about a project that's been going on for 18 months and know it off the top of their head like I do. But anyways. Alright, I think we're good for now. Wait, just one more? No, we're good. We're good. We have plenty. Okay. That's good for now. Because we still have another 6 that we haven't picked up yet, if the glitch stops working. Alright, now that we just took a 10-minute break to literally break the game, let's get back into it. And again, like, Max, that's why I don't try to theorize about anything related to Zane, because we don't have the necessary information to guess at what he's about right now. I mean, there's a certain point where we have to acknowledge... When we come up with ideas, we only work with what we have in our head. The information we have readily available to us is what goes into our decision-making. Now, there has to be a point where we acknowledge I don't have the necessary information to presuppose something. So it's best to just acknowledge that, saying, I don't have the information I need. That's my best response about anything related to Thomas Zane. I don't have the information required to comment. I don't think you know who's behind your mask or something like that. I mean, that's one way to interpret it. Regarding Darling and Alan having the same voice. I mean, it's hard to really... It's hard to say. I mean, like the way that they're handling the quote-unquote multiverse in this, I think it mostly has to do with, again, the secret poem that Thomas Zane had at the end in the This House of Dreams blog, where he wrote himself a pocket universe and then occupied it. So he created a baby universe. Anything that's in the dark place any mind that's in there can technically create a universe of its own within it, given the right circumstances. So it's arguable whether this is a multiverse in the conventional sense, in like the Marvel sense, or if it's a series of pocket universes, and that each, which I think is more accurate because this is the Yggdrasil, if the tree, each branch of the Yggdrasil is its own reality, it still stems out of the same place. It's not like they're separate pages of a book, so to speak. Yeah, we hear Zane voiced by 3 different characters over the course of the series, and each in different contexts, so it's hard to say.
This is where they gathered before the play. This is where it began.
The actors played with fire. No, sorry about that. The actors played with fire. They opened the door for the real cult.
Another vision. Another idea.
And of course we have the spruce tree here.
Why set up a play in a hotel? Why this hotel?
Because the rent is cheap? No. The Oceanview was perfect for this. It's said to be haunted. Dark stories about murder, death, suicide. Supposedly, an actual cult once performed an unspeakable ritual to summon something in the ballroom. Did we summon the same thing? Tapped into something horrifying? It seemed like it was part of the play, but it wasn't. Does that sound crazy?
You don't want to ask me about crazy, kid.
A haunted hotel. Yes. That's a trope for a reason.
Mm-hmm. It 100% is. And now we're locked in here. Okay. So let's go use the pre-show ritual in the other rooms real quick. And this is another situation right here, because the pre-show ritual was supposed to take place in this room. In room 219, but it was later changed to be room 202.
It could not be
Therefore,
opened on this
they
side.
teleport between each other. Weird. There's no such thing as too many puns. I'm sorry, Laura. No. No, Rodin's whole thing is he's the pun master of chat, so he has a free pass to be as punny as he wants. Okay. Haunted. The real cult was there. They had taken over the play. And here we go. The same symbol of the spiral, but you're using hand paint to make it. There's the V again. The spruce trees. I mean, if you're actually, Ludgero, if you want to look into it, there's some interesting stuff regarding that. You'd have to look in the Gaelic and Celtic folklore regarding 4 magical artifacts. One of them being the stone, which is supposed to give, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it was a stone that would give someone the divine right. It's basically the stone of the king. And there is some suggestion that they keep a rock underneath the king's throne. The King of England's throne. Or at least the throne for England, I should say. But that's like when if you want to go off on random conspiracy theory stuff. It's interesting, though. The darkness emerged, coming to focus. Room 108. Okay, is it just me? Because I cannot get out of my head the fact that the 108 is intentional. That it has something to... Oh my gosh. I swear, if this is just a Lost reference, I'm going to be laughing my ass off. Because 108 is the combination of all the Lost numbers. Wait, why? Why is this still here? Okay, whatever. Alright, change it to haunted. The play was a ritual waking up a dark sleeper. So who is the dark sleeper?
The scene had changed.
I think this is just glitched out right now. Yeah. This echo shouldn't still be here. I mean, there's also the question of who they got to play the main role in this play. Because they never actually gave us a name for it. They never actually told us.
Alan Wake.
Okay. Let me just double check something on the map. Because I know, yep, there's one here and there's one there. So those are the only two I have not gotten yet. Perfect. I'm just making sure. And I am getting Overlook Hotel ballroom flashbacks every time I come here. Alright. Pre-show ritual. The troupe prepared for their performance, calm before the storm. Okay, absolutely nothing. But there is some masks.
The cult in the play was called the Cult of the Tree. With their deer masks, they were the backwoods echo of the cult of the words urban horror.
See, right here it shows, yeah, 219 moved to room 202. That's why the rooms teleport between one another. Okay, who else thinks that Remedy should produce a film that is just this play, The Cult? The whole idea that the theater troupe is putting on a play and it gets taken over by a real cult and they summon the devil. And then it turns into a mass murder spree. Like, you don't even need to connect it to the Remedy-verse. Because, like, you don't even need the actors. Unless you really want, like, as soon as the film ends, like, the final scene is Casey showing up to investigate it, and that's it. But he doesn't even have to say a word. You just have Sam Lake just show up to investigate, and you hear the freaking James McCaffrey voicing over it as the credits roll. Like, I think this would be a really cool idea for a film by itself. A dark ritual in the haunted hotel to summon the star.
It's getting real, all right. I recognize my writer's room on the stage.
I mean, you don't even have to make huge overt references. You'd have someone who knows nothing about the Remedy Connected Universe could watch this and find it a really clever horror film, just by itself.
What was
Nice set you got here. What was the scene in this room?
Well, this is what we call the writer's room. In the play, it's where the devil rewrites reality whilst God is asleep. The devil was our star role. I got a big-time celebrity to play him, and he was method acting the role to perfection. He never broke character, always wore the cult mask. His name was scratched out on the posters.
Mm-hmm. And who was this mystery celebrity? Let me guess. Alan Wake?
I wish I could tell you. But turns out there were masks upon masks. Whoever he really was, shit got weird when he was around. Some of the crew joked that we'd actually hired the devil to play himself.
Mr. Scratch is the devil. He was born to play the role.
I had to agree with Casey on that.
So the question is, who do we think is playing the devil, the star of this play? I mean, it's easy enough to say that it's Alan, it's easy enough to say that it was Scratch who did it, but the only other famous celebrities that we know of in this setting would be Sam Lake and Zane. I don't know why, but I have this idea in the back of my head that it's actually Zane playing the role of the devil in this. Well, Melissa, like, a demiurge and the devil are not the same thing. A demiurge is just a craftsman, a creator of a universe. Now, in Gnostic tradition, the demiurge is the enemy, but that's just one perspective of it. But in the overarching sense, a demiurge is just a creator. Well, you want to know what I find interesting? I personally think it's Zane also, because the devil's room is 666, and then you have 665, which is right there. But one thing that is very interesting is when you take the elevator, some rooms show up. When you don't take the elevator and you take the stairs, different rooms show up. Because they're saying he's method acting. Well, that sounds like Zane. He would be the method actor in this entire situation. The thing is they believed it to be quote-unquote Alan because they look the same, right? So Ed would have no way of knowing the difference. He would just say, oh, it looks like Alan, when it's actually Zane playing the role of the devil. Because it feels a lot like Zane's role in this story is to piggyback upon Alan's work for the purposes of this version of Zane escaping. And that's why he has a companion piece that goes along and overlaps with here. And remember, the end of Utenyu is Zane being resurrected from the body of Casey. But anyways. The devil. Alright, so now we are going to head back downstairs and use the devil. Hi, guys. Oh, no! You shit! Move. Let me get to light, you asshole.
Alan Wake.
You, sir, are a dick. You know what? Get out of here. I have more flare guns than you can ever hope to contend with. Ha-ha! Goodbye. So now we can be free with our flare guns. Free, I say. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Because if we go off on the hypothesis that Zane is the one pretending to be Alan to play the role of the devil in this scenario, that means that Tom can technically play the role of Alan whenever he feels like it. He just pretends to be him. But who knows? The actor of the devil had his own dressing room in the hotel.
My right, the devil's path up the staircase was draped in blood.
Great. Pistol ammo. Thank you. Oh, shite. Can't see anything. Little shit.
You're in my story. There's nothing.
Shit. I mean, like, this is why, like, I try not to theorize about Zane, though, is because there can be, like, 50 different explanations about what's happening with the character that it's just kind of pointless. The devil led the way with darkness boiling in his skull. And that brings up a good point, too, Amelia, as we still don't know who Loki is in the context. Loki Darkin is a character that went missing in the early 70s. One of the original members of the Old Gods of Asgard. He was known for being very rambunctious. Let's just leave it at that. And caused a lot of problems. The actors, the witnesses, and the victims, one and the same. The massacre was real.
This was not the ritual murder site I was looking for. This had just been an appetizer before the main course.
Yep, these are all the actors that were killed, and the real-life cult members took over their roles. Let's get a heal in real quick. Now, this one's really hard to get. How do we angle this? Come on. There we go. Boom, full health. Words of War. This gives us health, though, which is actually really nice. Because for Alan's side of the story, really, health management is how you want to spec him. For Saga's side of the story, you really want to spec her and have the gear ready for the Dark Ocean summoning. Because that's the true final boss of the game, is the Dark Ocean summoning. You are a dick. There he is. There's one. You know what? Screw it. Ballroom, there we go, and the devil. And the devil did what the devil does.
This thread would create something terrible in the scene. But it's what the story needed.
God, this is actually kind of scary. And I'm out of these. You know what? Screw it.
This is not my writing. This is Scratch mocking me.
In this room, he will hurt her. Okay. Well, that's going to be about it, so let's grab this real quick. Alright. So now we're going to head down and run up the stairs this time. Oh, I hear Anger's Remorse in the background there. Nope, only 3. Perfect. And of course we're hearing Anger's Remorse because this overlaps with the Valhalla nursing home. Sorry, I'm just trying to read chat a little bit. Alright, let's get going. And I think there is an echo in the stairwell here as well. I did Kenyatta, but that's more of a Dogan Award tinfoil hat kind of theory about Balder and Alan's relationship.
I felt the presence of a new idea here.
But that like, I wouldn't say I legitimately seriously believe that, but that would be the, out of every character, I think that would be the coolest, personally. Just because Balder is a god of light, etc. And it would make sense with why he was never involved in Alan's life.
Mr. Scratch, if that's who the actor playing the devil was, had stayed in the hotel. Asking around at reception who got me a room number. 666. He had requested that room, specifically. The devil had a sense of humor. Or he really didn't. It was funny either way. According to the director, the actor hadn't mingled with the rest of the cast. He had only come out for the play, and always in character.
Always in character. I mean, technically, Lubath, you can have double hinge doors. That is a real thing. It's just most of the time we have single hinge doors, so they open one way and not both ways. But, yeah, double hinge doors are a thing. I mean, Dutch doors, for example, they have one part of it that swings both inward and outward. Yeah, it's very rare. No one really uses them. Here we go. So now what's cool about this whole scenario here is if we take the staircase, we have 667, 666, but if we take the elevator, we have 665. So 665 does not exist unless we're in this scenario and we come up here specifically from the staircase. And if we come up through the elevator, this is the physical location where the elevator will be located at, if we take it that way. And then we turn right and we turn into room 665. Which is... makes me wonder if, symbolically speaking, it's like the elevator to hell pulling you up. Little by little. Let's go.
Scratch had been there. I could sense his presence lingering in the room. I was about to have another killer idea.
Okay, let's talk about the murder victim. The lady who was killed in the climax of the play.
The leading lady. Oh, it was an honor to get to work with her. A grand dame for sure.
Cynthia Weaver.
She went back a long time.
Yep.
Kept insisting she had seen the long-lost original script of the play.
Original script of the play.
She'd been with this mysterious writer, his muse. That was her role in the play. The muse.
She was staying in room 108, where the murder happened.
The set of the final scene, right. The devil comes, an unstoppable force crashing through the hotel through each scene, executed with devastating mastery. And all leading up to him meeting his muse. It turns out he knew her. He'd only joined the play to get to her.
To murder her.
Not you again.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Get the fuck away from me! Shit. Get away! Get away!
I had to reach the light ahead to hide from the dark presence.
Made it. I made it.
The dark presence had come for me. Drawn to the story I was writing as it grew darker.
No, we're not going to look at it. If we look at it, we get killed really quickly, Amelia. So, Sam Lake... Does Sam Lake do the voice acting? So, Sam Lake does voice two versions of... like, himself on the talk show with Mr. Dorr. And also in the Poets Theater when we have him tied up. Sam does voice himself, but otherwise he's voiced by James McCaffrey. Alright guys, give me a second. I need to go get a refill of water, because hydration is important, and I will be right back. Alright, and we are back. But yeah, so far we have a 0-death run, and I don't want to, get in the way of that for science. For science! No. But you just had a drink. Look at that cup of coffee. Oh, gosh. Maybe it's just me. I don't drink coffee, guys. Like, at all. My body cannot tolerate caffeine. Like, no joke. Like, even small amounts of caffeine I get from, like, certain kinds of iced tea just give me the jitters, and I'll literally start getting cold sweats and look like I'm tweaking out. My body cannot tolerate it whatsoever. Who's on the wanted poster in the back wall? What wanted poster? Am I missing something? I don't think there's a wanted poster here. No. Your cat had kittens? Oh. Have fun with that. I mean, I came home one day and we had 3 kittens just sitting on my doorstep. I have no clue where they came from.
The Muse was the murder victim. The final scene took place in room 108.
Let's go upstairs real quick. Just to prove the point I was making earlier. Well, the Grandmaster Champion of Light, I think there is more relevance. So we exit here, turn right. There's room 665, 666, 667. So it does appear differently whether we take it. Now this is a fun little thing right here. Oceanview Hotel, closed due to water damage. Do not enter. We apologize for the inconvenience. You know what? I love the inside joke there. Yep, closed due to water damage because the lake keeps coming up.
I needed to find the Muse, the murder victim, room 108.
Because the lake is overflowing, therefore there's water damage in the hotel. Well, we'll talk more about it once we get to the Poets Theater. It's easier to talk about when we're in the scene. The climax. After the gruesome deed, it was time to clean up the mess. Boom.
I changed the story. And with that, the dark place changed.
And this is after all the bodies have been taken away. The NYPD has showed up to investigate this. We see the evidence markers all over the place. And we have this interesting little scene. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go.
I've had enough of that freaking gumshoe dick asking too many freaking questions. Not letting us proper police take care of it.
This is our chance to make the powers that be happy. We'll be set for life. Part of the inner circle.
Well, amen to that, partner. I like it. And so the fraternity, the club, the word. Our dear friends with many names. The way I see it, it was a lone nut job. A junkie out of his mind on some fancy new
designer drug.
Open and shut case. All we gotta do now is dump the evidence from room 108 in the usual place in the alley.
That's actually a good point too, Melissa, is because this overlaps with Valhalla. We know the roof is leaking in Valhalla nursing home. So of course there's going to be water damage. Speaking of which, I don't know if you can operate an actual business out of that building, considering it's intended for the elderly, and if there's a consistent roof leak you're going to have, again, more mold issues. I don't know. Yes, I have listened to the Sea of Night, Basil, already. I have the CD. I ordered it before. That's what I thought too, Megalodon. In part of the video that I put up last week, I was thinking of Valkyr as the designer drug. Because that's exactly what Nicole Horn did when he was trying to assassinate Max Payne's wife. Was basically took a bunch of junkies, hopped them up on Valkyr, and released them in her neighborhood and basically forced them to go to her place. Okay. So we still have to put the final scene in the other two areas, so let's do that real quick just for the fun of it. Rehearsal. Climax. Time for applause. Now all the bodies are gone, and they're just looking at the evidence. Oh, back up, back up. Oh, never mind. It's not there. What's up, Kess? Well, oh, you're talking about with cats. I mean, like, in general, you wanna fix them, spay or neuter them before they go into their first heat. It really helps. Because after they go to the first heat, they'll still consistently do it. With the dark art done, another grim performance began. Guilt. Oh, that's right. You actually can't exit in this one. I mean, the after image we're seeing right there of Alan, that's the quote-unquote root Alan, I should say. Maybe I'll start using that as terminology. Rather than saying the real Alan, we'll call him the root Alan. Kind of like the root file on computers. And then you have subfolders and files inside of it, but the root is the base file. Okay, I'm actually going to ask for a pineapple right now. Do we know where the other two Dr. Darling videos are, and are they missable? Because that is important to me.
The devil walked through the hotel, dragging the whole place to hell with him.
Yeah, the root directory, Jinx. Thank you. The awful finale, the site of the ritualistic murder.
The story was affecting the scene.
And here we are. Beware of the drowned lady. We're in the bunker. Which, weirdly enough, the urban legend surrounding the bunker, they started calling the thing under Valhalla Nursing Home the Oceanview Motel. The Oceanview Hotel, I should say. But then again, here is the water damage. Because the bathtub overflowed. Yeah, pineapple is my spoiler word. If I want someone to actually answer the question, I'll say pineapple. Otherwise, I'm just talking out loud. And the reason why, I use pineapple for a lot of things because of freaking Psych. Anyone ever watch that show, Psych? Where they literally hid pineapples in every episode for the fun of it? Yes, Zachary, we found the one that's in the hotel room here. Okay. Shame becomes a pale horse. Well, death rode in on a pale horse in the Book of Revelations. And it's a Tor's shame over how he handled the situation with his daughter, his granddaughter, and all that fun stuff. No, Carlos, I have not been spoiled on the New Game Plus ending at all, and we're going to keep it that way. I am very serious about keeping spoilers out of chat. That being said, for this run, I will be talking about all the Remedy games since from Death Rally all the way up to here, but I have not experienced the end, so nothing that. Is there more than the Oceanview Hotel? Because the one in Control is called the Oceanview Hotel and Casino, and Alan, it's called a spa. I mean, it could be a chain location. And it's also, I think we're getting too caught up in the idea of hotel versus motel. We have the same 6 doors within it. It's more, this is a different interpretation of the dream that is the Oceanview. Here we go. The next part of the poem. Lost on the shore between the forest and the ocean, the owl and the deer reflected in motion. So owl being Alan, deer being Saga. In his room he will hurt her. In hers he is caught. His story ends. Her story does not. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you're gone. Now, are we talking about Alan or Scratch in this portion of it? Yeah, go ahead and delete it right away, Draco, if you see any, even if it's a fake spoiler or it's an illusion of what may come forward, just get rid of it. But yeah, 2 strikes and you're out. So lost on the shore between forest and ocean. So that's going to be in the overlap. That's going to be the overlap at the... for the first part of it. The owl and the deer reflected in motion. Yep. In his room he will hurt her. In hers he is caught. And this is basically confirming that Saga's story will continue, that she isn't stuck forever. Nope, come on.
This was the murder site. There was a record at the bottom of the bathtub, beneath the body.
And now we're going to
Somehow it was
Cynthia's Weaver's
important.
room right now. Into Cynthia's room. Lady of the Light. So, in the echo we found upstairs, let me pull it up real quick. The room 666 echo. So it specifies that the muse in this, aka Cynthia Weaver, reported to have seen the original draft of the play. And as a result, which is why the devil made sure she was killed over the course of the story. Now, this makes sense considering that Cynthia, in reality, sees through all the BS, even when they try to say, oh no, Zane's a filmmaker. She's like, no, he's not. He's a poet. No, he's not. Like, it seems like she's privy to some information that no one else had. But now, that information goes to the grave with her. Rest in peace, Cynthia.
Another step. Somehow I was closer to home. Closer than ever before. It's you again. The FBI agent. Saga Anderson. I'm closer now. I can feel it. You helped me get closer to escaping.
Rick? Are I still trapped? We have the clicker. We can figure this.
You know about the clicker. It can help us. I destroyed the dark presence with it last time. You can help. You can find it. You must find it.
I can get it to you. You have to understand. Did you write the story?
Alice is in danger. I have to stop Scratch. I have to find Return. I need to get back to my apartment. I'm writing a story to get through. Initiation. It's the only way.
The story. You can do that. You can write out.
It lasted only for a moment, like two planets passing in orbit. Saga Anderson was helping me go deeper, closer to escape. Somehow, I had to trust her. Parliament Tower. I had to get back to my apartment, my study. I had to find the manuscript of Return.
Same here, Melissa. I think we need to get that edit, but in a certain way, it wouldn't. The conversation really wouldn't make sense if we had an edit that showed both sides of the conversation, because they're not actually having a conversation. They're kind of talking at each other and only getting random words out of the other. I don't know, Max. When did you leave? We just finished up the Oceanview section.
Meant for me, they're meant only for you, I see. Wake up, it's only a dream on a winding road.
So who do we think is the dreamer? The dark sleeper?
In my bed, in the dark chamber of my head, I flip you over until you bend this winding road. Don't you ever let me go. Forever I am living, play and pretend. Forever, never, wanting it to end.
Oh, so really nothing. You didn't mix any things, Max.
You send to this winding road. It's just the beginning.
We're gonna be ending this off pretty soon, champion. We're almost done.
It's just the beginning. Only the ending. Only the end.
I mean, if we're going with the Lovecraft mythos, we can have Azathoth as the ultimate dreamer, but whatever. Yeah, Max, we're gonna watch the whole thing. Max Payne is the dreamer. I don't think he's the dreamer. I have a theory about how Max Payne ties into the Remedy Connected Universe, but I might leave that off for the video I'm producing on it. Jesse Faden is the dreamer. No, I don't think it's related to that side of things. I mean, it really comes down to between Zane and Alan. Just to be honest, it's probably going to come down to Zane or Alan as the dreamer. Or, technically, Sam. I'd say those are the three major possibilities. Alan, Thomas, or Sam Lake. Well, I can show you real quick, Jacopo, the door's door right now. Because it's room 103. This is the door's door right here. That's the symbol for it. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can dupe a few more flare guns right now before I do anything. If not, not a big deal. If not, at least we'll still get 6 more flare guns. I can still dupe these. And technically, you can come back to the hotel after the fact, so... Shit. Maybe I'll just leave those in there and come back whenever I feel like it. Let's get one more.
Weak.
Hold on, I'll re-chat in a second. Give me one moment. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so what I was saying, missed the theory. Where was the question? Tim Smith, and let's see if I can find your post. Tim Breaker's explicitly stated to have dreams. Oh, no, 100%. He dreams himself as other versions of himself, though. Okay, so someone said I should not leave... this place. I should not leave the Oceanview if I want to find the next Darling episode. Yeah, Emil, you know, Sam Lake is a legitimate character in this game series. He is a character in the game. The thing is, I don't think we should really just grab random characters from the RCU to say as the Dreamer. It seriously has to be either Alan, Tom, or Sam. There's no other real options. Just because of their proximity to the Dark Place. I mean, even technically, Sam was kidnapped by Mr. Scratch and taken to the Dark Place at some point. Okay, so you said it's... okay, I'm going to say Pineapple. Where's the next Dr. Darling video in here? Because some people are saying it's missable and it's in here. I don't know where it's at, though. But the Sam Lake in the game seems to be an actor. No, 100%. That doesn't really mean much. I mean, he could just be playing a role of an actor in this. But he was taken in 2012 by Mr. Scratch, who went into reality to the Remedy offices, kidnapped Sam, dragged him down to the Dark Place, and forced him to write for him. It's in a different scene. Okay, there we go. That might be the problem.
My writing was affecting reality.
Do we know which scene it is? Oh, it's after you finish the mask section. So it's not right now that we get it. We get it after we return here. No, we can't do the next Zane part, Megalodon, until after Masks. Masks is when we get that next section. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter. We can come back here at any time. It's not like we get locked out of here. Okay.
Parliament Tower was here, again. Zane said the manuscript of return was the key to escaping. I had to get it before Scratch did.
Okay. That's fine. And are we confirmed that the third one just isn't in the game? I mean, it's really confusing where we have so many things like this where we know, like, we're missing an echo of the first draft. We're missing some of the Pat Main audio logs. We're missing this. It's like there's just so many things that, like, I don't know if it's intentional or what. %. I mean, Alan came into the dark place because he intentionally dove into it at the end of the first game. He went to the cabin because the dark presence was already alive and waiting for him because of what happened with Zane's writings. Yeah, it was just the wrong place, wrong time. It just seems really odd. But so it sounds like it's not in the game, but it's in the game files. Which is actually kind of interesting because let's go to this. So in the base game, when we look at the Night Springs things, there is a scene of, we do get a scene of that, 100%. But it's a different Night Springs trailer. And now we have the Night Springs intro, and both times it shows us as Night Springs 1 out of 2. But it won't let us get both of them in the same run. And I'm wondering if this is kind of the same thing. Yeah, like, the thing is, like, it's hard to say, because I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's intentional that it's not showing up, because in that case, it seems like it's intentional. During the base game, you get the trailer, and in New Game Plus, you get the teaser. Yeah, so it's like, This seems to be intentional, but it makes the collectible menus really complicated and weird to look at. So in this case, it's intentional. I'm wondering if it's intentional for the other ones, too. I mean, maybe we get the last two Pat Main frickin' audio logs in the Night Springs DLC, and that's part of the Night Springs stuff. But anyways, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna be leaving this one off here for today. I do got work in the morning, and luckily the next Alice section and the next Mr. Door section are pretty short, so we can just do both of those and then run straight into the Poets Theater and knock all three of those out in the same go. I'm with you on that, Champion of Light. I think Remedy would be the kind of madmen to use glitches for the purpose of meta storytelling. But yeah, it's crazy. So next time we're gonna get started on Saga's end of the story. We're gonna head over to the Valhalla nursing home, do her whole section, and then we're gonna pop back over to Alan and do the Poets Theater. And then we'll go from there. Anyways, it was lovely hanging out with you. I'll see you probably not tomorrow because I have my chiropractor after work tomorrow, and then I'm going over to my parents' place to cook them dinner because I have a new recipe I wanted to show them. But Tuesday I should be here next. Anyways, guys, peace. Take it easy. Love you all. See you then.